Hey, what is going on? I am feeling extremely good right now, and I want to share this moment with you. But before I talk, let me know if you can hear me and see me. Give me a thumbs up or heart, or let me know where you're watching this from so I know that I'm not talking to myself. I'm about to go to the gym, get a workout in, enjoying this lovely Sunday morning here in New York. I was away for the past few days at an amazing event. I'm on such a high, and I want to share it with you, capture the moment live. So let me know if you could see me and hear me. Let's do a quick audio check, and let me know where you're watching this from. Super curious. Sherry Rose in Brooklyn, much love. Peter, yes, I'm going to Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym here on Long Island. Jeff, good morning. Sue, what is going on? Chip Franks, I love you, brother. Glad it's a beautiful day in Texas. Brianna, my favorite human in Texas too. Spending time with their family. Enjoyed our combo last night. Diane loves the baby blue top. Thank you, thank you. I like baby blue too. My man Gia from Sydney. John, great to meet you at the summit, my man. That was awesome connecting. I love your mission, man. 1 million strong. Chip, much love, brother. So let me know where you're watching this from. What part of the world? And let me know if you can hear me and see me. Layra, I just gave you a shout out in the summit group. We had a flight back to New York, and we're talking about actually the subject of this video. Team never settle. Talking about having high standards in your life and what you will settle for. Because when you settle for low things, that's what you get, right? You don't get what you want in life, you get what you settle for. And I'm going to get deeper into that. I am pumped. Terry from Australia. It's like nighttime there. To my Australian peeps. John. Yes, by the way, John Murphy, I met him at the Summit of Greatness over the past weekend. He has a big mission to get 1 million people healthy, and he announced it. He's doing it through organic farming, which is extremely inspiring. John Murphy, if you want to serve his mission, add him as a friend. Layra, woo-hoo! Yes, so that's the thing I'm saying. Refuse to settle for a mediocre life because you get what you settle for. And the biggest thing I've learned in my life is learning to say no, right? Warren Buffett says successful people say yes to everything, but very successful people say no to almost everything. Why do they say no? Because they just don't say yes to mediocre shit. We need to settle for the highest standards. And when you are on team never settle, you don't settle for bullshit, you know? What I mean by that is the 4 areas of your life. Your relationships, your health, your wealth, your happiness. Sometimes we settle for a person in our life who doesn't treat us the right way. Or they say mean things. Or they're not as responsive as we are, right? Like there's people in your life where you reach out, you follow up, let's hang out, let's do this. And they're not on the same wavelength. So what do? You settle for a crappy friendship? Or do you call them out on it and say, listen, I'm trying to be a good friend to you. I'm trying to show you love, but you're not showing that back to me. So what's up? Are we going to continue our friendship? Or I'm not going to settle for this bullshit, right? Because it's about having high standards. And you have to ask yourself, what is your low and what is your high in everything in life? And many times we settle for our low, our basic necessity. Mediocrity. Mediocrity is bullshit. Fuck average. Awesome is where you got to be at. So the thing is having high standards, okay? In terms of health, right? I used to be very overweight, 60 pounds overweight. I had it all. Man boobs, big old belly, big moon face because I settled for being overweight. I had very low standards when it came to my health. Over the years, I lost the weight, I got in shape, and I raised my standards on how my health is going to be. And since then, I've stayed within 5 pounds of my goal weight. Sure, I'll pig out, I'll lose track, but my standard for my health is very high, right? Look at your life. What is your standard? What is your high? What is your low? Many times we settle for our low. So it's your ceiling and then your bottom. Because we say, okay, this month, here's the bottom of my income. And guess what happens? You just settle for your bottom because it's easy to cruise. It's easy, trust me, to go back to my old habits of eating like shit, not going to the gym, letting myself just cruise. When I cruise, I get fat, I get unhappy because I'm not settling, okay? So I'm up in the morning, it's Sunday, I'm a bit tired, but I'm gonna go to the gym because I have a high standard when it comes to my health. So what are your standards when it comes to your wealth? Okay, so let's say, my students, they have a goal of making $10,000 a month online. So that is their standard. What happens is many people live up to their bottom, their bottom, right? There's a ceiling and then there's a bottom. And here's the thing that I realized, with people that, let's say, have financial wealth, they have a very high bottom, okay? So I have a friend who makes, let's say, $300,000 to $400,000 a month. His bottom is $100,000 a month of income. He will not go below that because he has a very high standard. Mentally and physically, he will not go below. So the question is, what is your bottom? And if you're settling in a certain area of your life, how can you raise your standard and become the person who deserves the absolute best? Because I'm talking about joining the best team in the world. That is team never settle. Never settling for mediocrity, for being average. Be above average. Be your extraordinary self. And that creates a standard that you have. A standard in your relationships. How do you want to be treated? Who are the people in your life that lift you up? Hold those people close. People that bring you down, push them away. They don't live up to your standard. And start saying no to things. Okay? The greatest thing is like, if you have, let's say in a business, right? You have a client who's like, hey, I want to work with you, but I want a discount. And I want you to treat me this way. And it's a pain in the ass client. You say, no, I will not take you on. It's okay if I lose the money, because if you don't take on the person who's at a low standard, a person with a high standard comes through. It always happens. But the moment you settle, the moment you say yes to someone or something that is not at your highest ideal, that becomes your new normal. That becomes where you settle, right? So you have to make your life a necessity, right? Everything is at a high standard and that becomes your normal. What I mean by that is if you have a standard of your income every single month, focus on that and do not go below it, right? Your health on a daily basis. What is your high standard of health? Your relationships, your happiness, right? Because your set point always changes. I used to be very depressed, anxious. I was doing a lot of drugs to basically get by in life. But I realized that I want to have a set point with my happiness, a sense of peace of mind that I can attain at all time. I get high of my own supply, so I stop settling for being depressed or being mediocre. I was proactive about my mental health. I started to read books about psychology. I got a degree in psychology. I started to meditate, do mindfulness, exercise. How can I be peaceful all the time? Happiness, that's great. If happiness comes, I'm happy with it. But I could be at peace because peace is a frequency. I focus on the moment and I'm at peace. So that becomes my standard. I'm no longer anxious or depressed or suffering because I created a higher standard in my mental wellness. So Diane says, I get high of my own supply. Yes. Terry, you just hit it for me. I set myself a goal to change my life September 1st. I turned 50 on August 31st and I'm changing my life forever going forward. Terry, I'm here to support you, my brother, hold you accountable. Team never settle, baby. Colleen, mindset is big. Absolutely. Mindset is everything. That's why I got a master's degree in psychology. It is the core of everything that we do. It's a foundation, but it starts with creating standards. Susie says, right. And this goes for everything in our lives. Absolutely. We can have a high standard in everything, right? Soon, I want to start a family, right? I'm going to be a father. I want to have children. And I'm working hard on that right now. I'm working hard to provide for a future family. A lot of what I do is my big why. I've always wanted to experience fatherhood and have a family and have children. So a lot of the work I do right now is raising my standards for life. Growing up, my parents did the best they could for me. So they created a standard. I want to create a standard for a future family by the work I'm doing now, because there's only so much I could do for myself. I want to give back. And I'm creating this standard of how I want my ideal family to be before even getting someone pregnant. Think about that. Yakala says peace of mind and determination. Beautiful. Mark says, let your peace be your power. Absolutely. Peace of mind is where it's at, because I am not going to settle for uncertainty. I focus on mentally just having peace of mind all the time. Sarah says saying yes to the things we want and no to what we don't want. Absolutely. By saying yes or no, you create a strong decision. You put a line in the sand and say, this is my standard, okay? Let's say if you're single and you're out in the dating game, people play games. That's why it's called the dating game. So some people, let's say they won't text you back or they won't take you out. Or they're not putting the same effort as you. So you're going to settle for that mediocre standard of communication? Oh, hell no. I'm very important. So are you. So you need the highest level in every single interaction. So if a person is treating you superior, then they're not meant to be in your life. But the sad thing is people settle. People settle for the way people treat them, and they attract more people like that, right? When you have a high standard, you say no, you say yes to something even better. Skip LaCour, my main man, bodybuilding legend. Those are great goals. You won't regret it. Skip, I admire you for being a father. You have a beautiful family. And that's what I aspire to. I want to have a family of my own, experience fatherhood, give back, and just bring some great beings in this world. If I am blessed enough to be able to be a father, that's great. And I've openly admitted this. If I do not find the right woman and I don't have kids of my own, I will adopt. There's a lot of kids in this world. I will import a baby, bring them in, raise them, because I want to give back, right? Importing babies 101. They need help with that if anyone's an expert. Brian says, uncertainty is the gateway to possibility. Absolutely. Being comfortable with uncertainty will open up so many possibilities in your life. Yakalis, I see you. Team never settle. Much love. Sarah, I wrote a list of what I wanted in a partner, accepting nothing less. After really bad relationships and accepting what I did not want. Beautiful. That is such a great thing, right? If you're looking for the love of your life, create one list, all the characteristics you want. So the standards you want in your ideal partner, and list number 2, who do you have to be in order to deserve this person? So many people create a dream list of the person they want, but they don't realize they have to become a different person to attract it. I myself as well, right? This is my dream house that I'm living in. I knew 10 years ago when I wrote this as a goal that I had to become a different person to deserve this house, to create a value and create so much service in this world that the marketplace replays me back that I could buy my dream house. Standard, I will not go below it, okay? Mark says, I appreciate you, AJ, and your powerful message. I have no doubt you will make an amazing father. Thank you. That's one of my dreams. If I'm lucky enough to become a father, then that's beautiful. Like I said, if I get someone pregnant, that's a goal. If I don't get them pregnant, I will adopt. I'm open to experiencing fatherhood, whatever it takes. Yakalis says, good point. You should talk more about the games, the dating. Yes, dating has a lot of games. Modern day dating, especially. At this seminar I was at over the weekend, there was a great relationship expert. Her name was Esther Perel. And she was just saying that, times have changed. We have so many more options, technology. There's thousands of people one swipe away. So most people feel like there's something better, okay? You're dating someone, the moment they have a flaw, oh, there's someone better. I could find a better love, right? The grass is always greener. That's human experience. Back in the day, it was like a small village. You had like 1 or 2 options. So you took what was in front of you and you made the most amazing relationship. You watered the grass that you had. So with dating, it's like you could play the game or be authentic and open. I refuse to play games. I myself, if I'm dating someone, I'm going to be fully open, exposing all of my flaws and everything that I am. And if they accept me, wonderful. I'd rather know upfront. I'm not going to put on a facade to play a game because that's built on bullshit. When you build a skyscraper on a weak foundation, it crumbles. So avoid that at all costs. Geoff, more fun to get her pregnant. Absolutely. I would love to get someone pregnant. But if that doesn't happen, I'll adopt, right? But of course, it has to happen in a planned way, right? Sarah says, I have 6 children. Parenting comes to you when you choose it. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm not rushing it. It'll happen organically. Hopefully, my seeds will be good for a few decades. So when it happens, it happens. Totally cool. I will enjoy my life now. I will be happy now, and I'll be happy when I become a father, right? So it happens as is it should. Skip the course of words of wisdom. The way I see the journey towards marriage and family from being much different than the way I saw it. And other people were single saw it. I love to share my perspective. Yes, your message cut off, Skip. Try to read it. But I'm totally interested in hearing how you crack the code of having a beautiful family and fatherhood, okay? I think sometimes in life we approach things the way we do other things, right? So let's say with fitness, it's all about nutrition, exercise, mindset, create a high standard of how you want to look. and you do that every single day. That's your standard to health. But when it comes to relationships, it's something you cannot control. You cannot control another person. You cannot control a family, kids, right? Because it's another human being with choices and free will. So it's interesting, the name of attracting your ideal mate, creating a family, creating a loving relationship. It's giving up control and letting go, because certain areas, our business, our health, I feel like we have a lot of control, but our mindset and our relationships, we have to give up control. You can work as much as you can on meditating, reading books, being around positive people, but you can wake up in a very depressed mood. You have no control many times on your mental states. That's a way of life, but it's about acceptance and peace of mind. I'm feeling pretty shitty today, and I accept it, because the moment you resist it, you suffer. Why am I feeling crappy? This is the worst. I got to be productive today, blah, 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 blah. You create a story, and that's bullshit. But tuning into the frequency of peace, living in the present moment, you don't suffer. There's no problem right now. Skip says control. That is very true in the key. Skip, do you feel that the element of control in relationships, let's say, for example, someone wants to start a family, how much of that do they have under control? Obviously, they can define a woman and knock her up, instant family, boom. But obviously, when you are with a person, you have to give up control, right? Giving up control. I mean, you never know how life is. God forbid you have sickness, accidents, turmoil. So it's giving up control, letting go, surrendering. Terry says, I'm a 50-year-old woman and I made a choice not to have children. It comes as no surprise. I never attracted men who want to have kids. Totally cool. Hey, kids are totally a choice, right? There's 7.5 billion people in this world. Not everyone should have kids. I think there should be a license for having kids. If you ask me, I think parenting is truly an honor and a gift. And if people are ready for it, go for it. If not, totally cool. You know, I just made a decision that I want to start a family. I want to have kids, and I'm holding myself accountable. A year from now, I will be a father. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even think that's possible. But I just want to share some wisdom with you. Hashtag Team Never Settle. Refuse to live a mediocre life. Raise your standards, and you will change your life. Matt Michael, my main all-star student in my online fitness program, he says, this video is very infotaining. Yes, infotainment is where it's at. Just being loose and allowing life to flow through me. Many times when I do these videos, I don't have a plan in mind. I just hit live and I just let it flow. And by being infotainment, it just comes from the heart. Skip says, good question. Control is an illusion. We decide what we focus on. The good outcomes are bad. We really don't have as much control in business as we think. That is true. We don't control the economy or Bitcoin or whatever the crap is affecting the finances. One day, a few of our clients decide they don't want to work with us. What do? Suffer? I suck. My clients left me. No, I have control over how I feel and how I perceive the situation. So that's a great point. Terry says, you'll be an awesome dad. Thank you. I've been preparing for it all my life, so I'm looking forward to fatherhood. James, good stuff. I appreciate you. And I'm going to head to the gym and start my workout. I was feeling a little tired before this video. Now I'm like super pumped, fired up. And also, I want to invite you to my seminar next month, October 27th, 28th in New York. Oh my God, this seminar is going to be the best one ever. It's 2 days of just life transformation, raising your standards, creating a new ideal, and then an action plan to make it a reality. So if you go to my site, OnlineSuperCoach.com, I would love to have you at the seminar. Has all the details, FAQs, and since you're a Facebook friend, I'd be happy to hook you up with a ticket. Just send me a message and I got your back. I do the seminar twice a year, and each time it gets bigger and better. And I just share all this stuff in person. I focus on a workshop, right? We're doing work in the seminar. You're taking massive action. You walk away a different person. So I would love to see you there, October 27, 28, here in New York City. OnlineSuperCoach.com has all the information, but let's do it. Team Never Settle. Raise your standards and refuse to live a mediocre life. I'm AJ, sending you lots of love and appreciation, and I'll talk to you soon.